That's why they are ATM.
All
But
right.
we are their microfinance bank because they can always fall back to us to take loans.
Exactly. And they will pay with interest.
That's my darling.
I like that part. All right, so moving back to our topic. Now, we're still talking about Agile and traditional method of saving for family and the digital. Now, Agile has the shame factor. If you don't contribute, everybody would know. Does that remove discipline? Does that teach discipline? Should fintech app find a way? Should fintech app find a way to embarrass us like Agile? Let me read this and let me say it. Let me rephrase it. Now, many people just feel like if I am part of the Agile group, by force, by fire, I will be disciplined because I would face a level of embarrassment. Maybe on the group chat, they're like, hey, Miracle, you have not sent for this month. And you say another message again. Everybody's like, you have not sent. We need to pack. We need to clear. On your own time, this is what we would do. Now, do we expect same from all this fintech app? Or is there a way fintech app can actually teach discipline like the Agile?
Okay, so I think, well, it cannot always be the same. Traditional way and then the digital way cannot always be the same. That's why there are some benefits to this side and there are some benefits to the other side. But I think, to the best of my knowledge, let me think. I think there's a way they try to actually instill discipline. For example, there's a fintech app. I don't want to mention any.
Yeah.
There's a fintech app that when you break your savings before time, they deduct a certain percentage.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
There's a fintech app that they give you access to withdrawal just 4 times in a month. If you exceed that, you forfeit your interest. There's a fintech app that if you decide to automate your savings and you default, you pay days later. There's an extra charge you're paying for it. So it might not be the traditional way, but of course they are trying to instill discipline at all too. Then they try.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. We're thinking maybe they would have to do it like the Agile.
No, it's not dramatic like the Agile.
All right, there's something else I want us to clarify. Now, people feel that when you talk about the traditional way of saving and the digital, that's the technological part of saving, now they just feel once they hear traditional, Agile comes to their mind, envelope comes to their mind, then this local looking saving box will just display. That's what comes to their mind. That's very local, safe, amazing. That box is what comes to their mind, both the wooden or the aluminium, it comes to their mind. But then online and even in certain supermarkets, we've seen this very beautifully crafted piggy vest, and you know, there are saving boxes that are just very eye-catchy. They just look so nice and all. Would you mistake that for fintech? Would you mistake this kind of beautifully well-crafted? There are some that even look like this fireproof. You know, this fireproof cabinets, the saver. There are some saving box. It just comes very small and cute. It looks like that. Now, this is breaking the ideology of that old wooden box from people's mentality, and they are refurbishing it to something very beautiful. Can people easily mistake that? There's one on the screen. Can people easily mistake something like this for fintech?
Fintech. So let's first understand what exactly is fintech. Fintech simply means financial technology.
Exactly.
So fintech, financial technology. So refurbishing the old piggy bank for those. Is it fintech, financial technology? It's still technology. No, yeah, it's got smarter. I never thought of it, so that's why. Well, yeah, I'll still say it's financial technology. They're trying to make it better.
Yes.
Technology is coming in, yeah. So instead of the normal raw material, wood, aluminium, now they are probably using more advanced material
to make
it's still
this.
fintech to me, yeah.
All right, so this would now lead to my question. Okay. Now, our parents still believe in envelope. You know, back then when I was in school, I am still a very great saver. I think primary school, I'll have this 2A book. I had this 2A book where every day I'll write 15 naira, then arrange it inside. You know, just keep writing like that. That's because for me personally, my mom passed that to me. Now, parents are still into this and the world is evolving. Do you think that is really going to affect this Gen Z? How can parents of my parents' generation, not me, I think I'm still part of, how can my parents' generation cope or blend with the Gen Z looking at savings, looking at money?
Okay, so how can we blend the previous generation and then we right here now? I think how we can blend is we have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Like we have to know that ajo, the traditional ways, the envelopes, the everything has served you. Like understandably, so like we agree, we acknowledge the fact that it has served you. But this is what is serving us now. So you have to have an open mind. And we the Gen Zs, we have to have an open mind too to their own. Like we acknowledge that it has served you. But see, these are better ways to do it. You understand? For example, now, it took my mom a long time before she could agree to open a banking app on her phone. She just felt, so on phone. And what if they now hack it? Somebody will now pack all my money, all the, all of those things. But I just had to tell her that, see, you just have to. It makes it easier for. In fact, I remember one incident exactly. Yeah, good. She needed money. I think she needed to send money to somebody. So she had the cash. She had to walk into the bank, stay on a long queue. And I was telling her, Mommy, see, you could have saved yourself all of this stress. If only you had the banking app, you would just easily make a transfer and that person will get it. I think that was even at that point that she decided, okay, I think this is a necessity. So we have to be open. And there are times that I am also open to her idea of, okay, these are the ways we have to do this. Okay, now, I have a younger sibling who is getting married next month, and my mom insisted on us writing everything out in pen and paper, the budget, everything. I had to be patient and sit down. Okay, let's do this. What left to me, I probably want to open an Excel sheet and say, yeah, type, 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 type. But I have to be open to her and say, okay, this is what has worked over time. It's not wrong. Okay, now let's do it. So we just have to go through the struggle of writing each and every item, the amount, everything. So both parties just have to be very open to each other. That's how I think we can blend in.
All right, amazing. So we just hope that families are able to blend in because, as you said from the beginning, technology is here to stay.
It's here to stay.
It's not going anywhere again. So our parents need to adjust to this so that we can, transit properly, smoothly, to be a smooth ride. All right. So from your work, what do you think is the biggest mistake family make with either agile or fintech? From your experience, I know you're a money woman. So what do you think is the biggest mistake family make?
Biggest mistake family make.
Yeah.
When it comes
to finance, money.
Okay. The biggest mistake I think family make is not talking about money. You'll be surprised a lot of couples, families who cannot openly talk about money. Me, I'm always surprised because left to me, it's not just money. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how much is coming in, how much is going on, how much is left. That's the way forward. Personally, I think so. And I think for a lot of families, parents don't talk to children about money. Therefore children don't talk to parents about money. Husbands and wives don't even talk about money. I think that's a real problem. See, all of these other things of budgeting, saving, how to spend money, how to invest money is actually secondary. I didn't being families actually cultivated a healthy habit of talking about money, all of these things will not be a problem.
Yeah.
So how we budget will not be a problem. How much is coming in will not be a problem. And I think this is fundamental to the fact that people do not see that money is just a tool. People allow money to control them. That is why when I hear questions like, when a wife is earning more, it should not cause a problem in a home. Money is just a tool. It is here to serve us.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Just like we're going to talk about the knife in the kitchen. This is what we do with the knife. That's the same way. Put money on the table. Let's talk about. I'm not saying yes, you have to bring all your money and give it to your husband. No. But the thing is, have conversations about money. I think that's the issue. When we are able to have conversations about money, talk about it, we'll be in a better place with money, I believe.
Do you have like a real life example, something, because you deal with this all the time, Do you have like a real example of the disadvantage this has led to, or what this has led to?
Of course I do. So there's this couple I had to work with,
Amazing.
and guess what? To my own surprise, the husband was building house. The wife was also building house, and both of them didn't know.
What?
And as their coach, as their finance coach, they both told me, independently, I spoke with the husband,
What?
I spoke with the wife. Do you understand? But even before they got there now, just like I was saying, they don't talk about money. So the man does not feel safe with the woman because he believes that his father was doing well, the mom was not working, the woman was, his mom was a party freak, and the man believes that it was his mom that wrecked. You understand? So for that reason, he does not trust women with money. Like, has your wife ever done anything that makes you feel you cannot trust her? No, she has not done anything. But the thing
Just
is,
because of
his
what
own
happened.
experience. Funny enough, the wife does not know this. Like, the wife does not know his past experience, like his parents' experience with money. And it still boils down to the fact that they didn't talk about the money. So because of that, the wife sees that the husband is so uptight with money. It was actually the wife that came to me to talk about how she's not very comfortable with how money is being done in their home. So she came to me and I said, okay, I can't just speak to only you. It's a family. I probably have to speak with the husband. So that was when I got to find out that she was building her own house. The husband was building his own house too. Imagine they could have put resources together and done something good. You understand?
Yes.
But because of the man's fear of, oh, what happened to my father? Because of my mother, I didn't want it to happen to me too. So he's so uptight with his wife, and his wife too. Security is a woman's like core value. So she also had to shield herself. Like, let me to be building my own in case anything happens. It's not meant to be like that.
Well, we just hope that people would learn to talk about money. I feel that that's like the easiest to talk about because there are certain times,
you think it's
especially in family, it's always the three-letter words that is always more difficult to talk about. But then this is money. We're not.
You'll be surprised.
Like, hey,
you'll be surprised.
Would you advise? Let's tilt a little bit, debate a little bit. Would you advise couples to actually have a joint account? From your experience, would you advise couples to have joint accounts?
Okay, so
either digitally or the local way, the traditional method. It's all savings. I'm talking about couples. I remember when we were planning for a wedding and the rest. I had one very big ajo like that, very big osusu, and the money was just going in there. And after wedding, the joy of breaking it open was amazing. Do you have to just do that? It was amazing. So this is one, I feel this is just like one of the advantage of things like that. On the screen we have that's a child saving account, not even an adult.
Oh, a child.
Yes, for a child. That's for a child. And after the mother broke it open and saw like something amazing. So back to my question, do you feel like when it comes to talking about family joining their accounts, so do you actually encourage that for couples to actually have a joint account regardless of the method? And if you have any better method, probably the agile, the traditional, or the technology, please let us know.
Okay, so I have a confession, right? I have a confession.
We've increased the volume of our mic.
I have a confession. So I've been married for like 4 years now. And I still do not have a joint account with my husband.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I preach oneness in finance, in family, in marriage a lot. I'm very loud. So I think people sort of do not understand me. Having a joint account, being one in your finance and your money does not or is not compulsory really having a joint account. There are different ways you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So the most important thing is that we are one when it comes to money. Money is not coming in between us.
Yeah.
You're earning more. I'm earning more. You're earning less. Like, it is our tool. Money is a tool in this home. We want to use money. Money is not using us. That's just the mentality. That's supposed to be the mindset. Now, there are different methods of managing your finances as a couple, as one. And the first one is, having a joint account, where both of us pull our funds together into just one account. Like, okay,
when you say pull funds into one account, are you saying pull all funds?
Yes, all funds.
Like
joint account, yes, all funds.
Is that what joint account actually means? Like,
no, I'm going somewhere.
Okay,
that's the first method. There are 3 methods that couples can manage their finances. Okay. So the first one is where you have we call it all in.
all in.
An all-in, where you have just one account, which is a joint account, where income from the husband, from the wife goes into one account, and we spend from there.
Yeah.
Like that. The second method is the vein method, where we maintain our account. We maintain different accounts, but probably we have shared responsibilities, or we know how much is in each person's account, and we know, okay, you're going to be paying for this, you're going to be paying for this, that is that. And then the third one, the hybrid method, is where we have a joint account and we also have personal accounts, where probably we have a certain amount of our income that we agree is going into the joint account, and then the remaining is staying in each person's personal account. So probably we decide this joint account is going to be paying for these bills in the home, things I want to jointly do, or we want to build a house, or we want to pay rent together, or we want to pay the children's tuition together, or want to do this. Then that joint account is serving for it. Okay, so this percentage of your income is coming into this percentage of your income is going into this, and then the personal remains personal. Do you understand? So those are three methods, if you understand me. The all-in, where there's only one joint account. The hybrid, where there's a joint account and then there are personal accounts for each person.
Yeah.
And then the third one, the vein, where each person retains their personal accounts. But the most important thing is the mindset of understanding that this money belongs to the both of us. Money is here to serve us. It's a tool. It does not have to tear us apart. So couples can actually pick anyone that works best for them. Just like where I started off from saying personal finance is personal. Even when you get into the family, what works for your family might not be what works for my family.
True.
So, but it's very important for couples to talk about money. I think, see, I'm surprised that you think people talk about money. That is the three words that people.
I feel people
that like a lot of
money.
people are getting married. Like there are legit people who are getting married, and the woman does not know how much the guy is earning.
But why?
You don't know. You don't know that the lady is in debt. You don't know, like, we don't talk about money. We don't talk about, okay, do we want the responsibility shared? It's another thing. People just assume that, oh, is the man's responsibility to take care of the home. For a man who is probably coming from a home where his dad and his mom share responsibility, he's entering into marriage expecting you to bring money. So for another woman who is coming from a place where it was only the man who paid all the bill, then she gets into the marriage and she's all relaxed, and the man is expecting, like, Madam,
do something.
We're in this marriage together, and you're like,
what are you bringing to the table?
My dad paid. Can you see why you need to talk about money? Both persons are right on their own ground, so both of them are right. So that is why you need to come. Okay, so now that we want to do life together, do you think I'm the only one that is meant to be paying bills? Or there are some men who actually believe it's the woman's responsibility to take care of feeding in the home?
Wow.
Yeah, I put it to you. There are some men who believe I'll pay the school fees, I'll pay the house rent, and then it's your own responsibility to do the feeding, like that. So imagine a woman who thinks, oh, I'm going to get married and then my husband will be giving me feeding allowance, and then he's coming. You understand? So that is why you need to
baby
talk about
girl allowance.
So that's why you need to talk about it and be on the same page. Okay. So you came from here, I came from here, but now that we're coming together, this is how we agree. In fact, you see that when you have this discussion, Pearl, your money fights will be minimal. Because we already understand that this is how we are doing it too. And this is and it's not because one person is superior to the other, but for the sake of accountability, responsibility, and growth. When you just share the thing, okay, it's easier for, okay, let's do this. You know, I believe that's how it's meant to be, really.
Amazing. It's good to hear this. But for me, I'm shocked to know that people really do not talk about.
You'll be surprised.
Let me just say people, like couples, do not really talk about money. But then you have been in this field for a very long time, so I shouldn't argue. I shouldn't argue about that. Now, still moving on. People, trust is very hard to build, and then it's very easy to break. Now, there are times where families, let's say families have invested in they have investment, and then something happens, missing funds, failed transaction, fraud, and the rest. How do you think families can rebuild this trust after losing money, especially digitally? How can families actually stand up back to their feet after losing money like this?
Okay, losing money to fintech apps, not like couples defrauding each other, right?
Yes.
Is it couples defrauding each other or them losing money to some sort of investment? I want to
After
understand.
losing money to an investment.
To an investment.
Yes. Because at that point, I just feel like the trust for the whole fintech digital stuff just breaks, and they're like, okay, so what next? I don't trust. That's why certain people say I cannot do this, not because that is bad, but because they've had bad experience about that thing. So how do you think they can build again with such experience?
Okay, so oftentimes, while I'm not judging anybody, I'm sorry if anyone has found himself in that situation.
Oh, sorry.
Or oftentimes, you find out that these people do not go for knowledge first. And oftentimes, another reason is because they are looking for quick returns. I'm in the finance space, and I tell you sincerely, there was a day I was speaking to my husband, and I was telling him that now I understand why people defraud people. Like now I understand. Like, I'll just open my DM, and there are people saying, "Money man, can I give you 10 million? Can you invest for me?" And I'm like, you've not met me before. But because you see my social media profile, you can trust me with 10 million just like that. So when people defraud people, I sort of understand. Because you think people don't have money until you tell them, bring 10 million, I'll give you 20 million tomorrow. Then they'll bring money. Do you understand? People are always looking for quick returns, and then they don't get knowledge. Understand what investment is. Investment is not a get rich quick scheme. That is why we have low risk investments, we have medium risk investments, we have high risk investments. One fundamental thing that people don't understand when it comes to investments is, see, whatsoever the returns anybody's promising you, that's the same level of risk you are carrying. So I say it like this, that
sorry, come again with that.
Yes, whatsoever returns anybody is promising you, that's the same level of risk that is involved. I say it in my words that risk is directly proportional to returns. Returns is directly proportional to risk. So if there's any investment that is offering you 100% returns, what they are telling you invariably is that you are at 100 risks of losing your money. Like, this thing is just supposed to be standard. So if there's anybody promising you 35% returns, what that person is telling you is like you're at a 35% risk of losing your money. So can you see? So that's why we have low risk investments, medium risk investments, high risk. So there are low risk investments like treasury bills, saving bonds, mutual funds that are offering you like 18%, 26%. You will not go for that. That the risks are low, minimal. At least since federal governments have been issuing this thing, they've never defaulted. People don't lose money in treasury bills, in saving bonds, in mutual funds. They don't lose money. But it takes a while to grow. You don't want that one. But you want the person that would tell you that bring this money and then you get 100%. Then you will lose the money 100% too. And losing money in investment is not today. You hear people who are into forex trading, cryptocurrencies say, I just lost $15,000. Tomorrow you hear them, I just made $15,000. It is just the rule of the game. Risks, returns. That's how it is done. So the first thing is get knowledge. Permit me to say this again. I am Yoruba, and Yoruba people have a saying that "Teshimba dani eshino lagun," meaning when you fall down from a horse, you climb the horse again. Say, I will get to my destination. Do you understand? So yes, something must have happened. Then you have to, like, okay, probably audit itself, consolidate it. Okay, where did I go wrong? What did we do wrong? And I'm sure, like I'm telling you for real, when you check, when you audit, when you try to consolidate, you'll find out that you are actually looking for quick returns. Or you did not do your own proper diligence. Go and check out any personal finance coach page. They will tell you, do your own research. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. But oftentimes people don't want to do your own research. People just come to me, can I give you this money to invest? And I'm looking, so if I came to you and tell you, give me 10, you just give me like that. Money that you worked so hard to get, you just want to give me because I promise you 35%. Oh, my people are funny. People are very funny. But it's just what it is. So you have to do your own research. Get knowledge as much as possible. Be very, very, in fact, one of the golden rule of investing is do not invest in something that you do not understand. If the person cannot explain to you in simple ABC where your money is going, how they are going to make the returns and give you back, if they cannot explain to you, don't invest your money in it. Do you understand? Then the other thing is, don't look for quick returns. See, wealth takes time to build. And another thing is, lastly, is go for licensed brokers. Like people that are into it, that are certified to do it. You have your risk is sort of cushioned. You understand? And that is why I understand why some people are still scared of going the digital way, of using fintech apps. Like people tell me, okay, wait. Like I understand you, Coach Messi, but if that app just closed today,
what happens? What happens to our money?
So that is why some people still prefer to walk into investment banks. Like, okay, I don't want to mention any. Walk into investment banks and like transact. Hey, I am walking into this bank. They are investment banks. They are licensed by the federal government, by SEC. They have a level of security. They have a level of regulation. In fact, insurance sometimes, yeah, you have some investments that you are insured that if you can provide your CSCS or your CHN, like insurance will actually pay back. You know, people want to go for things like that. So you can't tick all these boxes and lose your money. Like, I'm very sure you get your knowledge right. You don't look for quick returns, and then you look for regulated bodies to walk you through the process. Do it for me. Not like you just meet one roadside person and want to do it. Why now? You're good to go.
Oh, amazing. I feel you've done justice to this. Let's just move to children. We're still talking about money, we're talking about finance, and we cannot keep the kids aside.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you think is the best way to teach children to save? You feel giving them cash would be better, or do you feel maybe opening an account would be better, or one of these fintech app would be better? What do you think is the best way to train a child financially?
So, as at today,
All right.
today is 26th August 2025.
Yes.
As at today, personally, I'm still of the opinion of teaching them with raw cash.
Raw cash.
Yeah.
Why raw cash?
Yes, I'm going there. You know, you talked about earlier, you shared how you had a 2B book,
Yeah.
15 naira you saved, like
Yeah.
that. Now, let me share something personal. I hold a lot of my values or a lot of my opinion to my grandparents because I grew up with my grandparents. I'm a first grandchild. My mom is a first child. So I grew up with my maternal grandparents. And my maternal grandmother was a seamstress and also a trader. And every single day as a child, we got home, grandma brought out all the proceeds from the day, and then she would apportion it. Oh, we made 5,000 naira today. So 500 is going into cooking tomorrow. 2,000 is going into the savings. And we did that every single day. Every day, once we go back like this. And I have a crazy good savings habits and budgeting habits. Like, people that know me know that if this thing is not on Mercy's budget, there's nothing you want to do except everyone wants to fall down. And people that know me also know that no matter what the money that is coming into me, no matter what the income is, a percentage is going into savings. Like, it has become an automatic lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
Do you know why? My parents never for once sat me down to teach me how to budget or how to save, but I watched my grandma do it for the formative years of my life. It has become a part of me. I'm not sure anything can change me from budgeting and saving. I'm not sure. Like, it has become my lifestyle. It is who I am.
Oneness.
Like, I have a crazy healthy savings habits. Like, I'm very good with savings. Do you understand? So this goes, I'm sharing this to say that unfortunately, children are already watching you.
Yeah.
It's not until when you sit them down to say, oh, I'm opening this fintech app for you.
Do what
I'm
I
giving
say,
you
don't
this
do what I do.
Exactly. Children are already watching, you're already picking it. And I believe to a large extent that seeing the raw cash will actually help them than just fintech is sort of abstract. Oh, there's 50,000 naira in the account. But when you give a child 50,000 naira, you count it. This is your pocket money for this month. Then that child rush out, go and buy something 15,000 naira. No problem. Count how much is that money left. 35. Count it very well. Oh, 35. Good. And then before the end of 2 weeks, the child has exhausted. I just spending, share your accounting, how much is left. I believe, that's why I said, today is 26th August. I believe, I don't know what can happen tomorrow because I said technology is here to stay. You understand? But up until today, I'm still of the opinion that teach them with raw cash.
But personally, I don't really believe that.
Okay.
I feel like technology is advancing, and we need to advance with technology.
Of course.
We also need to train our children that way, because that is what they will meet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand me. We grew up with the mechanical method, right? The traditional method, and we are privileged to see this technology.
Yeah,
they are growing up with the technology. So giving them cash 247, see it, this is your money. As you're spending, you're counting, you're spending, you're counting. What happens when they now interact and mix with other children? Won't it make them feel they are left behind.
I don't think money is not money. You can't feel left behind with money.
Especially when we get to that age where we just go cashless, the cashless era. What then happens?
So
Since they are being trained
So
with
that's
the
why I keep
cash,
quoting
cash,
the dates.
cash,
I
cash.
keep quoting the dates today. Oh, Yoruba people will say "Nile to mojo in you."
So if by tomorrow they declare a policy, the cashless policy, then what happens?
They will learn.
Amazing.
They will learn. And they will learn. And then fintech, like navigating your way through fintech is not something difficult. For example, I only taught my mom once, as old as she is. Well, she's just in her 50s. But as like a little bit old as she is, she didn't have a hard time. So not to now talk of a child that is like in their formative years. So I just okay, while I understand your sentiments, I understand, but I just still believe that, or maybe because of my own, the way I grew up with my grandparents, the traditional thing, I just feel it made me understand the value of money more.
Okay.
You understand? It made me understand the value. Now, let me share this very funny story. Something happened. You know, I grew up with my grandparents, and it was still those days when we had to take cash to the bank, pay through the teller, and then you take the teller to go and show your proof of payment. So I grew up with my grandparents. So on this day, I wanted to pay my tuition fee. It was my school fees.
Okay.
And my grandfather parked in front of the bank, gave me the cash, counted it right in my presence, gave it to me, and told me to go into the bank, make the deposit, bring the teller back. Like, in fact, I was so happy because ordinarily we do it together. So me going to do it, I was feeling, you understand? So I went in, I did it, and then I gave the cash. I didn't even bother to count the money again. He just gave it to me, like that. And then I gave the cashier, and then the cashier was like, it's not complete. I was like, no, it's complete. Like, daddy counted it. And he said, no, it's not complete. So he counted. He said, no, I started crying. In fact, I was so scared to go out. Like, where did the money get missing? So I think Grandpa figured, and he came into the banking hall. He saw me crying, and then he held on to me. What happened? They said the money is not complete. And then he gave the cashier the balance. We took the teller and we left. And he told me that, yes, the money was not complete. So that while he was counting, he was removing one note. He removed about 5 notes, and I didn't notice. And I wanted to teach me that, see, once anybody gives you money, count it in their presence, except it's a gift.
Yeah.
Except it is a gift. When somebody gives you money, count it there just to reconfirm. Okay, so this is 50,000. I just say, this is 50,000. And in fact, say it to them like 2 or 3 times. Like, so you gave me 50,000, ma. You gave me 50,000, ma. Like, count
to reaffirm.
You understand? To reaffirm. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, double down on that lesson. You know, I told you my grandmother is a seamstress. Someone came one day, gave her, I think, like 4 yards of clothes, and then the person came later and said it was 6 yards. And my grandmother was telling me, see, once anybody bring fabric, measure it right in their presence. So maybe, you know, anytime we share any opinion or any advice, people say that it comes from our experience. It's just normal.
There are still
I think my own traditional
disadvantage of this method. Have you considered theft? What if you were carrying that money and entering into the bank, and someone just ran past and grabbed it from your hand, it's gone?
Let me continue
my story. So what happens?
So when I left, I grew up with my grandparents in Ogbomoso. Then when I left, I went to go and meet my parents in Lagos. And we're living in Shomolu. I was schooling in Commande Secondary School, Ikeja. And one day, I entered inside the normal Molue, the bus from Onikpan. And then when I got where I was supposed to pay, I realized there was no money in my Pina 4 again. Amazing. All the money my mom gave me. She gives me 300 naira every day to school. I school in Command Secondary School, Ikeja. I left Shomolu, so I entered Molue from Unikpan. I got to Leventis bus stop exactly. To pay, I realized that there was no money in my Pina 4 pocket again. It was on that day. I cried and cried, but because I was a student, there was somebody that paid for me, right? But I had to
trek. So now let's go.
I had to trek back home.
Oh, wow.
Like, but when I got home, my mom now taught me another lesson. Said, when you have money, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So the way I've given you 100 naira, I put 15 naira here, put 100 naira in one purse, put the other 15 naira inside the bag, scatter it. So like, in case anything happens to one,
a simple dress like mine that doesn't have a pocket.
Okay, now.
So I just go out with just my bag. My handbag. So what happens?
Okay. Now, what if you save all your money in one fintech app and something happens? They crash now, don't they?
Yeah,
so they both have, you know, we started from, they both have their advantages and
disadvantages.
Right? But the purpose of this question, like the real question behind this answer was that how do I think parents should teach children? And I say, me, as of today, I'm still of the opinion of teaching them with cash.
Raw cash.
Like left to me, that's what I'm still saying me. I'm not saying it's a hard rule.
Yeah.
I believe it sort of reinforces the value of money. They can count it. Let me tell you something that happened to a friend of mine again.
Amazing.
She shared with me, right? So my friend had gone to greet our aunts, our uncle, someone older, our extended family, like that. So when she was leaving, she just wrapped 2,000 naira, 1,000 naira, like that, and just gave to their child, who is our cousin, who's our cousin, just a younger cousin, like that, who was, I think he was in maybe 100 or 200 level.
Okay.
Right, and my friend has a child, like that. Sure, you know that she gave just 2,000 her take home, and then she was going, and then by the time she got to the door like that, she said that she got an alert of 10,000 naira from my younger cousin that she gave 2,000 naira to. And she was like, she got, and the description was for your baby.
Oh, wow.
Like, so she called me, she was asking me that she's trying to, is she overthinking? Was that an insult? Or what? Like, oh, it's me, you gave 2,000 and it's transferred 10,000. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Imagine, can that happen with raw cash? I'll give you 2,000 and you come and give me 10,000 back.
Well,
we'll sit down and talk about it here and there. Do you understand? Do you understand? So this fintech thing, the thing is driving. As much as it has its advantages, there are disadvantages to it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But we still cannot rule out the fact that technology is here to stay. Sooner or later, we'll get to a point where there will be no cash. But as I still keep saying, as at today, 26th August 2025, let's still deal with cash as much as we can.
Amazing.
To reinforce the value of money. It will get to a point where there will be no cash anyways.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
life will go on. Technology is here to say we don't have control over it.
Technology is here to stay. We do not have control over it. And because of our time, we do not have control over our time right now. So I'm just going to ask the final question before we go to the last segment for the program that I really like. So my final question is, what is your final advice to our viewers? As a financial coach, you would touch the single, like the single lady there. You would touch the married ones outside there, and you would touch couples. What's your final advice to them regarding finance? In summary.
Okay, so regarding finance, I'll say if you do not tell your money where to go, you cannot tell your money how to grow. A lot of us want to grow our money, but you cannot just growing your money. It's not just something that happens by chance. You have to intentionally tell your money where to go. Let me take that again. If you do not tell your money where to go, you cannot tell your money how to grow. If you do not tell your money where to go, you cannot tell your money how to grow. So you want to grow your money, you have to intentionally tell your money where to go, either as a single person, a married person, whatever it is that you are. And then another thing I would say is set goals. A lot of us are always scared of setting goals, either financial goals, educational goals, life goals, anything. We're always scared, like, oh, what if I do not achieve it? But the thing is, this life is energy. Someone said something that stuck with me a couple of weeks ago. The person said that life meets you at your level of audacity. It depends on how audacious you are. That is where life will meet you. So if you have this level of audacity that you believe that I can achieve these goals, trust me, there's a way the universe works. The energy will just meet you, and then all of a sudden things will just start falling in place. So set financial goals. Don't be scared that will I achieve them. Things that you need to achieve them will just start coming to you naturally. So those are the things that I will say to anybody.
All right, amazing. Thank you very much. If you want your money to grow, tell your money where to go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So this is our last segment. It's called the rapid fire round. Now, this rapid fire round is, I would ask you a question. We don't want your explanation. It's just a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Or I will always give an option, maybe high or low. You just say high.
Okay.
And it's going to be as quick as possible.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready?
All right, ready.
So, ready.
Agile or algorithm? Pick one.
Algorithm, actually.
Which is more dangerous, a careless spender or a stingy saver?
Which is more dangerous?
A careless spender or a stingy saver?
A careless spender.
Would you rather lend your money to family or borrow from a bank?
Lend money to family. I'll borrow from a bank. Let family stay family. Yes, business stay business.
If your spouse hides savings from you, is it wisdom or betrayal?
It's betrayal for me.
Which is worse, failed bank transfer or a runaway ajo collector?
Bank. I can go and fight in bank now. Run away, ajo collector.
Would you trust your child with 10K cash or 10K in the app?
10K cash.
Is it okay for a wife to earn more than her husband? Yes or no?
Very, very okay. Yes, yes, yes.
Will algorithm replace parents as money managers in the home?
Nah.
Which hurts more, losing money to fraud or losing money to a family?
Family.
Is financial secrecy in marriage ever acceptable?
It's not.